Okay, to make this tri-square, you just need to find some scrap wood. You need one piece that's going to be 1/4 inch thick, and the other one's going to be 3/4 inch thick. And I went through my pile, and I found a piece of walnut, which I brought down 1/4 inch, which is basically straight grained. And we're going to use that for the blade. And then I found a chunk of curly maple that was from a cut off from a table I made that I'm going to use to make the handle. So the first step is going to be to cut these down to their size, which is going to be 2 inches. Step 2, I'm cutting the blade to 12 inches, and I'm going to cut the handle to 8 inches. Step 3 is to put a 1/4 inch groove through the handle. And we're going to do this a little bit less than the width of the blade. Just take our blade, we'll place it here, and we'll raise the blade to where we want it. Right about there. Next step is to run the groove down the center of the handle, and we have it in a tendon jig. We have a backer board for tear out, and a spacer board to put it where we need it. I didn't have enough adjustment on this table saw for this jig, so I had to use a piece of wood to get my center. So after cutting the groove, I stuck the blade in, just placed it there. It's a nice tight friction fit. And we took a square to see how accurate we are without even squaring it. And I'm moving closer, but this thing's pretty square, inside and out. I'm using the Starrett square here. This is a pretty good square. It's very accurate. And things look pretty good. Moving closer. It's square on the outside and on the inside. Let's look at the camera view. You can see there. Square. So it's pretty accurate. So next, we're going to glue it up, and then we'll pin it with some dowels to make sure it doesn't move. And maybe we'll put a little design on the end there. I see a lot of people like to curve them out here, so maybe we'll do that. And then we'll put a finish on it. Nice, quick, and easy project. Great for laying out. And $100 plus scrap, cost me nothing. All right, so we'll pull it apart. Spread a little glue, both sides. Squeeze it back together. Put the clamp on it, let it dry, and we'll come back and we'll pin it with some wooden dowels. Now the square is dried, we're over here at the drill press, and we're going to drill 4 1/4 inch holes. And we're going to use those for dowels to keep this blade pinned in the handle. Judging by the smoke, I think it's time for a new force in the bit. Here are my 4 dowels. I'll cut them down to size. They're walnut, so they'll match the the blade. So put some glue on them and we'll pound them in. Through both sides. So there's a dowel through both sides. We'll do all 4. And then once it dries, we will flush cut them and sand them. Okay, now we're going to employ the flush cut saw. This saw is designed, teeth are only going one direction, so you can hold it flat to the wood and not scratch the surface, but cut your plugs flush. All right, plugs are cut. A little sanding. Maybe we'll round over the edges a little bit, or hit them with a hand plane to smooth them out, but through the process, it stayed square. So we're good to go. So let's clean this thing up. Let's get some finish on it, and then we'll come back and take a look and wrap up this project. So after some minor sanding and a little finish, this is what we ended up with. And we know it's square because we used a good square to make sure it was square. So this is a tool for laying out marking that cost us nothing to make. This is all scraps that were in the shop. I had the dowels, I had the maple, I had the walnut. So if you want to save yourself some money, you can always make one of these. It takes less than an afternoon. Matter of fact, it takes longer for the glue to dry than it does to make this project. And I'm going to make some more. I'm going to make a smaller one. I'm probably going to make one 18 to 24 inches. This is a project that you take an afternoon to make that will have years of life in the shop. So thanks for sticking around and watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you get out in the shop and make one of your own. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.